Hey there, Thick Thoughts. We have a very special announcement. We are now on Patreon. That's patreon.com/thickthoughts. If you don't know, Patreon is a platform in which if you want, you can pledge some sweet dollar bills to us every month and get lots of cool stuff in return. For instance, want a special episode every month? Or how about access to live streams? Or just to see what we're working on? For more info, head over to patreon.com/thickthoughts. But don't worry, if you can't pledge, we love you, and the podcast will remain free and amazing every single Thick Thought Thursday. Just by listening and sharing, you are the thickest of thoughts. Again, for more info, it's patreon.com/thickthoughts. And now, back to the episode.
So Weight Watchers ice cream will make it better, you know.
So it makes it like bariatric friendly and diet friendly.
Yeah.
100%.
What doesn't make it bariatric friendly is this is my second one in the last, 30 minutes. So.
Oh, as long as it fits your macros, I think you're fine.
Yeah, sure. Well, welcome to the Thick Thoughts podcast. I'm
Hell
Sarah.
yeah. I'm Ellie.
And we're here
We're
by
here.
ourselves this week.
Yep. It's the end of the year. It's the last week of the year. And we thought we could just take it back. Just talk to each other. Talk to you guys about this year. Just reminisce a little bit.
Catch up, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So,
And talk about
Yeah.
cool things that we got going on for next year.
Yes.
So that's just part of it.
So Ellie, how has your year been?
My year has been interesting, to say the least. I started it off very unsure of how things were going to go with, my new changes and stuff. And, of course, when you first start off on a new journey, you have an expectation of what you want it to be. And I feel like, at least for everybody, when they go on this sort of weight loss journey in general, it doesn't matter how you got to the weight loss. It's different than what you thought it was going to be. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that happened to you this year? Do you feel the same, actually? Do you feel the same?
The same as you?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, the same as last year? The same as you? Yeah, I think I didn't have a lot of expectations, I wouldn't say. Excuse me. But I think it kind of, I guess because I didn't have expectations, I didn't know what to expect. So everything has been gone as it has. But there are some things that I didn't expect and other things that have been, more consistent. I don't think that made any sense, but whatever.
It did to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I think anybody going on this sort of weight loss journey understands.
Yeah. Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, I think there are some things so I had surgery November 14th, 2017. Mm-hmm. And I started working out in the gym in January, and I was doing couch to 5K.
Right.
And I never in a million bazillion years would have anticipated being able to run for half an hour, let alone an hour, which is something that I have done when I go to the gym, something I've done pretty regularly. I don't know. It's just been just outside of that, just feeling like my life is more in balance. It just feels, I don't know. It just feels refreshing and different. Like it's the first time in my adult life I've felt like I've had some balance in my life in terms of just my health, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. For me, yeah, I'm doing and I started off the year going on a hike, going up a fucking mountain. I never If you asked me, hey, would you ever go up a freaking mountain at any point in your life, I would have laughed in your face. I'm like, that's something I did when I was a teenager, and that's as far as it went. Like, I will never go up a fucking mountain. I'm the one that goes on elevators up like 2 flights of stairs. Okay, I will not
Like,
go
is
up
there
a
an
mountain.
elevator to the top of the mountain? I would take the elevator, please.
Yeah, mind you, this like little tiny trail that I went on with my niece and my nephew, like it was a tiny trail. I think it was like 1.5 miles or something, if I'm remembering it right. It wasn't a big hike or anything like that. But for me at the time, I was newly out of surgery. I was feeling my body differently. Like I was just feeling lighter.
Yeah.
And like, and I'm sure you
Also,
can agree. Yeah.
I mean, let's not discount 1.5 miles. Like, for someone who I know that in January, I would have been, it would have been daunting to walk a mile and a half, let alone like hike up a fucking mountain.
Oh, yeah. Just to walk to my mailbox was a fucking issue for me. I think that's when I remember. I keep bringing that up because like I seriously was winded by getting up out of my bed and walking to the mailbox. Like that winded me. So to go up a fucking mountain was like shit. Like that's how I started off my year. I was like, this is gonna be a good year.
Yeah.
You know?
You climbed a few mountains, like what's that word? Proverbial mountains.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Like, and I was only like, what, like 20 something pounds less than what I was before. And even then, just like that small amount, like that 5% of body fat or whatever it was that I lost was like enough to get me out of my chair to walk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember when I had surgery and I was at my parents' house for a few weeks. And then I left and I didn't come back for a little while. And I came back and my dad in particular, he was like, do you feel different? And I was like, I don't like feel different, but I feel like it's just like a lightness to you. Mm-hmm. Like you're like doing things isn't as much of a struggle. Like you didn't realize how hard things were to do until they were no longer as hard as they were.
Right.
Like I even doing things like if you're sitting watching TV, getting up to get a glass of water is like, before it was just like, oh, I have to like move my body 3 feet. And now it's like, you don't even think about it. Like, I don't think about those things anymore. And I didn't think that I thought about them back then, but now that I don't think about them, I realize that I did.
Right. No, yeah, of course. Same here. I didn't realize that until like you said it right now. I'm like, I'm just realizing that I was like, right before we started recording. Like before I would have just held my pee, but I was literally before we started recording, I was like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick. And I even grabbed my water and I came over here. Like I would have never done that. I would have just like held it in and like continued on because I didn't want to get up. And then I would have gotten up. Yeah.
Also, I didn't drink anywhere near as much water. So it's like, I never drank nearly as much water. So before it's not like I even had to pee that much. So I didn't have to get up as much. And I was like, do I really want to drink this glass of water if I have to get up and pee in a few minutes?
Yeah. I mean, I remember, well, me too. But also I remember because I had diabetes and I didn't know for a lot
fun.
of,
not fun.
For a lot, but... well, yeah. For a lot of it. Like I think I became, diabetic like sometime like a year before I realized I was diabetic because I had all the I was pre-diabetic obviously forever because I have PCOS, and usually when you have PCOS you're pre-diabetic until they say you're not. Mm-hmm. And so I was pre-diabetic for a while, and like I just remember being like, oh, this is normal. And when you become, I think, officially diabetic, things are a little bit more different. So like
aren't you like super thirsty and stuff?
Yeah, like I would get those like 1 liter bottles like at the gas station sometimes on my way home and just chug it within like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
That's wild.
Like just down the hatch, man. Like nothing would stop me. And my friends too, like my friends would buy like little bottles of water or like bring little bottles of water like to set or like to like parties or whatever, and I would be like, I'm gonna go get my own gallon.
This is a bottle for Anne. First of all, I'm offended.
No, but like, I like for real, like I would just chug it, and like even when we would go to like Disney, like they wouldn't be thirsty while we were walking around and I'd be dying, but I didn't want to make the whole party stop to like accommodate that I have to chug like 8 gallons of water while we're there. Which I didn't know that was a sign. Like if I would have known that that was a sign, I would have gone to the doctor, I think a little earlier, but at the same time, I think I kind of knew like in the back of my mind that I was diabetic. I just didn't like want to acknowledge
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was like getting blood work done prior to surgery last year, they said that my blood sugar or something to do with diabetes or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm ignorant to like what exactly it was, but they said it was like high, and basically I was pre-diabetic, and they're like, so you need to, I was like, well, I'm having weight loss surgery, and the endocrinologist was like, okay, it should be fine in like as soon as you're done with surgery.
Yeah.
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 Man.
My doctors were telling me to get, I mean, I said it in the first episode, but my doctors were telling me to get the surgery like when I was 21, when they first officially diagnosed me. I think it was 21 or 22. I don't really recall. But I remember being in my 20s and like they were telling me you need to have the surgery or else your diabetes is going to go crazy. And I'm like, I'm 21. I'm invincible. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And like I like last year when I had my surgery, like thinking about it this year, because this year I was officially that's another big like moment for me, was the only reason I really had my surgery. Well, amongst many, but like the main reason I had my surgery is because I didn't want to be type 2 diabetic by 30.
Yeah.
Or before 30. Like that was not where I saw my life going. So the fact that I was cleared of diabetes, like completely cleared, I'm not even near pre-diabetic, I'm nowhere near it. That was a big fucking thing for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing what a couple pounds do.
Yeah, right? And like, yeah, it's just, yeah. I think probably the biggest thing, would you call that your biggest achievement or like just like a happy byproduct of surgery?
I think for me, since that was what my main goal was, I think that's my biggest achievement thus far.
Yeah. I think when I think back on this last year, the thing that I'm like the most proud of is just being the most physically fit in my like since like middle school. I mean, I can do things that I never in high school I would have just like laughed at. Like just it like I think I mentioned it earlier. I started with Couch to 5K in January, and then I did Bridge to 10K, and I just was, excuse me. Oh my God, it's probably the ice cream cone that's like the burps or whatever.
Your sleeve is starting to come out.
I know. So I did Bridge to 10K, and I've been able to run like 5 miles at a time without stopping. And it's not like I'm the fastest runner in the world. Oh my gosh. But I'm just, even stuff like that, or going to the gym regularly, although lately I haven't been going because like my mental health hasn't been as great, you know. But yeah, it's just been, I'm just so proud of that. I know I'll be back in the gym. And I think before, like I would have a stint of going in the gym for a while, and then I would stop, and that would be it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. And now, you know, like I haven't been to the gym in a few weeks, but I know that I'll be back.
Right.
So it feels like a difference in mindset. So I'm proud of that mindset change, but I'm also proud of being, you know, consistent and being fit. Like it's incredible.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. To feel different and have that mindset switch is like another big accomplishment. But
yeah,
like I can see that. Oh my God, we're getting so profound. I just realized that. Like, but it is.
I mean, we're basically Aristotle, you know, and Socrates or whoever his teacher or pupil was or whatever.
Plato,
something. Yeah.
Plato, Aristotle, Socrates are all the same. It's fine.
Yeah, just one of those old Greek guys, you know.
But yeah, like I feel like as myself as a person, and I think my friends can even comment on this, like I'm still the same, but I'm a better version of what I was before. Because before, if my friends were like, hey, let's go out, I would make every fucking excuse also to never go out. So I mean, I still do, but it's not
Yeah.
to the rate that I
Right.
used to. Like before, I used to just be like, oh, everyone's going out to a restaurant. Oh no, I feel bad because I would probably order more food than everybody else. So I'm just going to stay home and I'm going to Uber Eats the food to me.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
like that.
And then I'd sit in my house and cry because I wasn't out with my friends type of shit. So
Oh,
it was
I mean, I
kind of
don't like that,
depressing.
but-
It was kind of
yeah,
depressing.
I mean, I like the Uber Eats part, but like, former fatty.
Yeah, I'm like, or I would be like, no, I can't go out, guys. And then I would drive through the drive through and then order for like 10 people and like sit in my house.
Oh my
and eat
God.
it.
Same. Oh,
And it like,
um,
so yeah, like I feel like that's a big difference, like being more social. Like, and also this year, I started off this year with the goal of, which I don't know if you had any goals that you started for yourself out personally. I think you did. You mentioned them.
yeah. So this is my part where I talk about my goals. Yeah, my goals. Okay, so my goals were to be able to fit into like clothes at basically every store, which I think right now I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Another goal, which I in hindsight, I think I probably wouldn't recommend to others because now it's like fucking me right in the ass because it's driving me crazy. My other goal was to hit 175 pounds. And I don't know where 175 pounds came from. Actually, I do, because I remember specifically being 175 pounds my like in 11th grade of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think if I'm at 175, I'll be technically in like a normal BMI. So those were my goals. In hindsight, like, first of all, BMI is largely garbage.
It's 100% garbage.
So I don't know why it was so important for me to like hit 175. By the way, if you don't know, right now I'm between like 184 and 186 pretty consistently. Like my body is just like, nah, bitch, we're staying.
It's chilling.
It's just chilling, which I think Ellie is experiencing too. My body just like doesn't it's just like there's one day that I got down to like 182.8 and I was like, oh my God, it's happening. I'm breaking the stall. And then the next day I was like 184. So I'm like, nope, okay, that's fine. So my goals were 175, which I haven't reached. And what was the other thing I said? Oh, to fit in any store, which I have reached, which I'm thankful for. The goal that my surgeon had set for me was to lose 50% of my excess body weight. Right. And right now I'm at like 86% loss.
Oh, shit, girl.
So, I mean, they're pretty happy with me.
Oh my God. Congrats. I didn't even know that.
It's just so ridiculous because I feel frustrated. But at the same time, my doctor, my surgeon, the bariatric office is like, girl, you need to chill. And I'm like, but I have 10 pounds that I really want to lose. And they're like, no, you're fine. And I'm like, but that was my goal. And I am a little goal oriented. So.
But you're also tall, right? Like you're taller than.
Yeah, I'm 5'9"
Yeah, so you're tall as shit.
And the other thing is, if I had just set my goal for 185, I would be at goal. So it's just if you are pre-op or you're newly post-op and you're like, oh, should I set a goal for myself? My answer is set it 10 pounds higher than you think you want to set it. Okay, because I could be happy right now, but instead I'm in my head all day. So that's enough,
Right. For me, do you have any personal goals that you wanted to achieve?
Oh, I wanted to run like an outside actual 5K or 10K race. Mm-hmm. I have not achieved that, but that was kind of set after I'd done the couch to 10K. But I live in the sticks, so there's not a whole lot around, and I'm making excuses for myself. Also, it's really fucking cold, so running outside is like not my favorite thing. But yeah, so that was a big personal goal. And I'm trying to think what was like outside of weight loss. I guess like another big goal over the last year was to like make more progress on my education, which I should be graduating with my master's degree in May, which is like fucking crazy because it's taking sucking forever, but whatever. But yeah, what about you? What are some of your personal goals?
Well, weight loss goals.
Oh yeah,
Like you said, like for people pre-op, my thing was I know my body, and my body doesn't like to lose weight. So that's why
your
I had
body loves food as much as you do.
exactly. I'm like, I know exactly what you're fucking doing. Like, in every diet I ever started, I always gained 10 pounds in the beginning of every diet. So for me, I was like, I'm going into this weight loss surgery as like because I have PCOS, and my PCOS is pretty severe, or it was before. So for me, my body likes to hold on to everything. So, like I said, I used to gain 10 pounds when I started any fucking diet, like any of them, like even Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers. I've done them all. And so going into like weight loss and my weight loss surgery, I never had a set goal of what weight I wanted to be. I just always set my goal, even on my Fitness Pal, to 20 pounds less than what I was.
Damn, girl. That was a smart choice there.
Because I personally, I'm 5'3", and my quote unquote goal weight, like BMI wise, because it's a bunch of bullshit, is 121 pounds. My muscle mass, according to my dietitian, is at about 125 pounds. So not even if I farted out all of my fat would I ever be at 121 pounds. So
basically what we'll need you to do is to not move at all.
Yeah.
Lose all your
so like I will never be that weight. Like, and when she told me that, she's like, you have 100 and whatever amount of pounds at the time. When I first did my first round with her, I think I was at 117 or something like that. She was like, you will never be, like, if you were ever to drop weight, like, I don't ever expect you to be 121. Like, I would expect you to be a lot higher than that because you have so much muscle mass. And I'm like, okay, cool. So that right there, as soon as like she told me that, I was like, okay, so I'm doing good by being like, I'm just going to do 20 pounds. Right now at the end of this month, I mean, we're recording this in the past, so we're in the future now when you listen to this. But my goal for the end of this month of December and to start January off is to at least lose 5 pounds because, like Sarah said, I'm struggling. And I've been... Girl.
We are the driver and the co-pilot, or the pilot and the co-pilot of the struggle bus, okay?
Yes. Struggle Bus Express, man. And
well, not express. It's like the slow route.
Yeah. Yeah. We took the long route.
Yeah. But the thing is, I feel like I've lost. Oh, by the way, I think I said 86%. It's more like 81.5 or 82%.
Whatever,
but still,
girl. Embellish.
We rounded a little up.
Yeah.
But they were still really proud of me anyways. I mean, like, humble brag, you know? Pilot and co-pilot of the struggle bus. Where was I going with that? I totally forgot. Oh, basically, I've been at 185-ish for the last, looking at my watch, 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Ellie?
Oh, how nice of you to ask me. I've been at 195 for closing in right now as we record this 6.5 months.
Oh, damn, girl.
Yeah.
That's a long-term relationship, gotta say.
Yeah, that's like longer than my last one. But yeah.
Hey.
Burn for nobody because that person doesn't exist in my life. But yeah, like, I have been in a stall forever, and like I said, my body likes to cling on to things. So like at first my dietitian was
fat
like,
has commitment issues.
Yeah, it does. So
okay.
What I'm proud of is I haven't gained anything. So I've been teetering on 190, I would say 198 to 194. Like, those 4 pounds just bounce around, all happy and willy-nilly every week. Every other day I'm like a new weight between those 4 pounds. And the other day I got up
like
to
every
what? Sorry?
I was gonna say, and then every few weeks you'll get like to a new, like a low, and you're like, oh, maybe this is it, and then like you burp and it's like a pound heavier, and then
Yep.
you're like, okay, nope, not no, okay.
I tested this out. I weighed myself one day. I was 192.4, and I was like, oh shit.
It's
Here
happening.
it comes. It happened. And then after I weighed myself, I had to take a shit. So I was like, oh bitch. Like, I'm going to go take a shit and I'm going to be a pound lighter. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I went and I took a shit. Boom, 195.3. And I tested that shit 3 times.
Wait, you tested that shit?
Yeah, no.
I'm just imagining you taking like a weight and trying to weigh your
No. I'm also, I weigh myself butt ass naked. So like, I'm butt ass naked, freshly taking a shit, standing on top of my fucking Fitbit scale over and over again.
Truly,
and it keeps
truly your most humble.
Yes.
Like, you could not get more.
I could not
more
get
vulnerable, more real.
Yeah, dude. And I fucking weighed myself 3 times. And every time it was 195 point something. And I was like, there's no fucking way.
How?
I expelled.
What was this poop? It's like you want to shove the poop back in you, right? Like, what was this poop doing for you?
I was like, it was the magical shit. And the thing is, that morning I weighed myself twice. Like, if you look at my Fitbit, there's like 5 weigh-ins because I weighed myself twice at 192, and I was like, perfect. Took a shit, weighed myself 3 times at 195.
You had a holy shit.
Yeah.
That's literally.
Yeah, I did. I was just
the
so
Holy
pissed.
Ghost went back in you.
I was so pissed, and like ever since then, like it does not stop. It does not. Like, I'm constantly bouncing back and forth. And in fact, like, middle of November, I was like, watch, guys. My goal is to just lose these 5 pounds before my birthday. It's my birthday and I'm still 195, okay? Well, it's not my birthday now. Like, my birthday's December something. So don't worry about it. It's early December.
She's already had a great birthday, guys.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't send me things. I already had my birthday. It's earlier this month.
Unless it's more holy shit that can make her lose weight. You know?
Exactly. Thank you. And what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, like so my goal in the middle of last month was like, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds before my birthday. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna eat right. I've been eating right for 6.5 months, and like occasionally I will not. Like, I'll admit, I gave up like 4 months in because I was like, what's the fucking point?
I'm sorry. But okay. I don't know what it sounds like. You're like, I just gave up.
I fucking gave up. I was like, oh, because the thing, okay.
Okay, Ellie, according to my Instagram, which I posted, a little while ago, giving up, it's only failure if you give up. So are you saying that you failed?
100%. I failed my surgery. No, like I will never give up. I will never like fail. I will never admit failure. I will always keep trying. But like,
the thing is, I know where the living is. You didn't give up. It's just more like you gave up.
Yeah, I was just like, I threw in the towel. I was like, you know what?
It's like, it is what it is type of thing.
I was like, if I'm not gonna lose or gain from these pounds, fuck it.
I'm gonna eat. Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna not track. I'm gonna not go to the gym. You know what? Maybe I honest to God thought, I'm like, maybe it's because I'm going to the gym too often. Maybe I need to back off from the gym. So I stopped going to the gym and I still didn't lose or gain any weight. So I was like, okay, so it's not the gym. Okay, so maybe it's my diet. I think that my dietitian, to be honest, like, guys, if you're in pre-op, find a good ass dietitian to work with you.
Who knows weight loss surgery and patients. Because
mine claim to know weight loss surgery and patient, and I don't want to like talk shit about her because she's a very wonderful person. She's super nice. I mean, and she's like really great. But she doesn't work for me. But exactly. But let's just talk shit about her. But she didn't work out necessarily for me because, like I said earlier in these episodes, I was very athletic as a kid. I used to compete in karate, so I was working out every day of the week, 7 days a week, private classes 4 times a day for competition. And so I feel like my body needs a lot of calories.
Humble brag.
Humble brag. Yeah. But just sitting around, I mean, I blew up like in weight after I stopped. So it's not really humble brag. Like, just don't fucking do what I did. but it's also
Or
humble
because
brag.
you're awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like my body just naturally, like not doing anything, I burn a fuck ton of calories because that's how just my metabolism goes. And that's why I gained so much weight, was because I wasn't eating enough, because I would eat one meal a day and then binge on those fucking, I mean, there was a lot of shit going into why I gained a lot of weight, but mainly I would just binge on a lot of things one time a day. So the fact that she was like, you need to be within this very, very limited amount of calories, even months out of surgery, I think may have fucked up my metabolism a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a little bit. So that I'm in the search for a new dietitian, which by when you listen to this, I should have already found one or have gone, whatever. Don't worry about it. In the future, I already figured my shit out, but I'm trying to find a new one.
Me too. In the future, I've gotten it figured out.
Yeah, in the future, when you're listening to this, I will have already found one. But
when you guys listen to this, I've already lost 10 pounds.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, things are going great for us.
I'm already at 189.9, which is my goal for the end of the year. Which is literally 5 pounds. It's literally 5. That's all I want to lose. I don't care about losing 15. Just 5. Just get me into the 180s. That's all I'm asking. You know what I mean? So
give me a $5.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, I think that my stall has been because of, I forgot why we started this fucking conversation, to be honest. I'm just gonna end it on my metabolism. Yeah, my metabolism is fucked to all beyond all belief, and I'm just gonna accept that, and I'm gonna try to work on fixing it if I can. You know?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Whoa. Where was I going with that?
I don't know.
I was going to say something profound. We're just like bitching. Like, we're fucking stalled for years.
I love how we started this. We started this all off like, it was such a great year for us. But it fucking sucks.
But I mean, so I've been at around 185 since like the end of August. And then I wasn't tracking for a while and I stayed in that area. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe because I'm not tracking, I'm eating more than I think I should. And I need to track again to try and lose. And so I tracked again for like a month and I still wasn't losing. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to track. This is who I am. I'm just going to be a 185er forever. Yeah. And I was actually, I was reading this post by someone on Instagram, and this is relevant and like it might be like insightful, so that's why I'm sharing.
Oh, thanks.
And it was by a person, the Instagram handle intuitive.dietitian.kosher. I mean, I'm not kosher, but I guess she is. And it's called "What If Your Plateau Is Your Body Fighting for You?" And I'm not like prescribed to intuitive eating completely, but I think there are some good ideas there. And basically this post is about how when you do everything right and your weight won't budge, and you're trying harder and you're cutting out carbs and you're juicing and to boost your metabolism and you're trying all these things and it's not working. And this person is saying, well, what if you are doing everything right and if you eat in a way that provides you nourishment and your body is just where it is? What if that's your body telling you this is where you need to be?
Well, and I mean, body can fuck off. For all
it's like this person, she goes, or I don't know if it's she. It's saying like your body wants you to be there, and it's like, well, maybe my body doesn't know what's best for me, but it was helpful for me because I was having a day when I was like, 3 pounds. And I read this. I was like, oh, I guess maybe my body's fighting for me. Like, have another ice cream cone, girl.
My body can fuck off if it thinks it's going to stay here. Like, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I believe in intuitive eating to a point. Like you said, like I feel like intuitive eating is more like, at least for me, like if I feel like I need iron or like meat, if I'm like really craving like a steak, I'm like, okay, my iron is probably really low. My body's asking. I don't know if that's part of intuitive eating, but like I really cater to what my cravings are and I'll find like an alternative to fit that craving.
Yeah.
So like I remember after surgery I was feeling like I need all of the salty food. I need salt. And I think it was because I wasn't retaining water the way I should.
Oh.
So I was just like, I need salt. I need pickles. I hate pickles, but I was like, I need fucking pickles. So I was like,
Wait,
okay.
Hold on. Like, you hate pickles?
Okay. Let me rephrase
First of all,
that.
don't talk about pickles like that.
Let me rephrase that. Okay. I don't hate pickles. I just don't. I'm not its favorite.
I hate things that are pickled.
No. I love that. That's the thing. I love things that are pickled. I can't take a pickle out of a fucking jar and eat it. But like if it's in my food, I'll eat it. Or like if it's fried, obviously I will eat it.
If something is fried, you bet your ass I'm gonna eat it.
Exactly. Like, if it's fried, whatever. But like I remember just being like, I need. And I think it was that I needed something pickled and salty. So I needed like a probiotic. So I was like, I need kimchi, or I need sauerkraut. So I just ate a lot of sauerkraut in the beginning because I needed like something for my belly. My belly was asking for something. So that's to me, that's how I do it be. Like around my period time, like I'll know I'm getting my period. I never crave steak because I was very like plant-based and vegetarian before. And if I'm sitting down and I'm like, I need a fucking steak quesadilla, I need steak tacos, I need steak, I'm already like, okay, my Shark Week, my period is coming, so I need to eat something that has some iron or something in it.
Yeah.
Like that's how I intuitively. I don't necessarily know if that's like how it's defined.
Yeah. I think that's part of it. I think a lot of it is like not feeling guilty when you eat food. Like if you want banana, if you want to eat an Oreo, but like when you're full, stop. But the thing is like,
that's kind of dangerous.
And the thing is, I could be completely wrong. Actually, maybe we should have like an intuitive eater or on the podcast or something. But like, and if we're completely off base, which we probably are.
Yeah, we probably are.
We're just speaking from ignorance. But my understanding, the thing is, like, if I have to choose between a banana and an Oreo, I'm gonna pick an Oreo every goddamn time. Like,
hell yeah.
Like, or like a piece of broccoli and a chip. Like, I wish I could say I'm the one who's going to eat the broccoli from time to time, but I'm not. Like, I try to think for who I am, not who I hope to be, you know?
Yeah. I think, actually, we talked about this on your podcast. So we were just like, if I feel like I need something, I'm going to have it. I think we talked about that. I'm not 100%
Maybe.
sure.
I mean, I know that even after surgery, they're like, I never want to like, the thing is, if being at 185 means that I can have cheesy Fiesta potatoes once in a while, like I'm okay with being at 185.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like remove all food that I've once enjoyed from my life. So I don't know.
No, I 100% agree. I think.
What is your cheesy Fiesta potato?
My cheesy Fiesta potato? Fuck. I have a lot of them. I'm just being honest.
No, I do too. Like a McChicken. I used to fuck up a McChicken.
I think for me, like, I think it's like gyoza or dumplings or like something Asian foodie. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, it's something, but it's like not even that unhealthy. Oh, but yeah, no, it's like, yeah, gyoza is like my number one. I think I can think of dumplings, like dim sum. I think is the other one that I still have and I enjoy. I just can't enjoy it at the, the amount that I used to.
Yeah, at the like rate and frequency.
Would you? Let's get back onto topic of like reminiscing this year.
I just like.
Would you give your, like, for people that are pre-op or not even pre-op but just starting on their weight loss journey, because I know that next year, like year 2019, which sounds weird to me to say, like people starting off next year, is there any like advice that you could have given your former self that you think would have been beneficial knowing?
Like, I guess I did. I think just do a ton of research. There's a ton of resources. Like, especially I was in Facebook groups for weight loss for a long time, and just like researching and figuring out what I thought was best for me, so that when you do meet with like your bariatric office or your surgeon's office, you kind of have an idea. I guess I don't feel like too much regret or things that I wish I had known a year ago, except maybe set your fucking goals for 185. But yeah. But I think also like take pictures pre-op, like a lot of pictures. Something that Miranda Loves Carbs, who's on Instagram, did, and I think she got the idea from someone else, was if you're a woman, take pictures in a string bikini so that you can like it gets smaller with you if you need to, and it's the same thing for you to wear at different times in your process. I don't know. I can't think of anything that it's like, oh man, I wish I'd known. Oh, actually, after surgery, this is my one piece of advice. If anyone messages me or asks me what my advice for them in the hospital is after surgery, make sure that when you're eating, or depending on what your surgeon does, I know mine had like water out for me and it was so hard. Make sure whenever you're drinking that you're sitting completely upright, because a lot of the hospital beds you can lean, like you're reclined a little bit and it's like hard to do anything, so that's how you want to drink. But a nurse in my hospital was like, girl, you need to sit up, your new stomach is a funnel, and it changed the hydration game for me. Eventually it gets better, so like now I can take a drink laying down, but for the first few weeks, sitting up while you're drinking is key. So I guess that would be a big piece of advice. What about you? What advice would you give to year ago Ellie?
Okay, so my biggest piece of advice to myself would be how do I word this? Not lower your expectations, but be aware that no matter what weight loss journey that you're doing, whether it's pre-op or not, or just you're doing it on your own, you're doing keto, you decided I'm sick of being overweight or whatever it is, just be aware that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs that you weren't planning for. It's not all fun and games, whether it's mentally or physically. You're never gonna have, it's not a straight shot. It's constantly climbing a new mountain, constantly climbing a new thing that you're doing, and at the end of it, you're gonna surprise yourself a lot. Like, especially right now, me going through the stall, my old self, like how I said I gave in to my old self midway through my fucking stall, and I woke up and I was like, it took me going to the meetup to wake up and being like, I can be better. These people are better. I can be better. And it just took that like little mini wake up call of like, what am I doing? I had 80% of my stomach taken out. I started this journey for a reason, to come back onto to jump back onto the horse and try to do what I'm doing now. And so just be aware that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and that you'll surprise yourself at the end of them, because my old self would have just given up and I probably would have gained back like 80 pounds by now. I'm not even fucking kidding. So just know that, like, especially there's also a community that you can go to. Like, I knew that there was a community when I first started my weight loss journey, but I didn't like embrace it as much as I did, as I do now. Like, I'm very much in need of the community, whether it's like just to talk to somebody about someone going into pre-op, or, hey, were you able to fart today? Like, it's there's a lot of farting in this fucking episode. I'm sorry.
Protein, that's our problem.
Yeah. Like, you need a support system, and wherever you find it, just grab onto it and know that that's like like hold on to it. Because like in your darkest of hours, like I was just in, like I could have eaten all of the pizza, and I didn't. Well, I did a little bit, but I didn't continue it. And I think that's it. Like, because I expected myself to be at a certain weight, like, because you see all these people transform into their goal weight like before a year out, and I was like, that's gonna be me. like in the back of my head. Realistically, I knew that wasn't going to be me, and I know that it's not me, and it's still not me, but like like
Yeah.
the back of my head was like the back of my brain, I was just like, that's totally gonna be me. I'm totally gonna be real thin like by the end of the year. And lower your expectations. Just your body is different.
Maybe a better term is manage your
manage your thank you, manage your expectations, not lower them. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out words.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess like if another thing I would give to, like, I think I knew this going in, but I think some people take for granted that this surgery is a tool. Like, it's not you. It's like the way I explain it to people is you're building a house. Like, if you have a tool, it'll be easy. It'll be easier, but it'll still be fucking hard. Right. But if you don't know how to use a tool or don't use a tool, it's going to do nothing for you. So, if you don't change your habits, if you continue, like, I could eat fucking Oreos all day and I would gain my weight back, or pizza, or cheesy Fiesta potatoes. Fuck. Oof. But, you know, like, you need to go into this knowing that if your habits don't change, your weight isn't going to change.
Right.
To change your weight, then shit's got to change.
Yeah, it's really, really fucking hard mentally. And like, even going to the surgeon's office, or if you're not even going to surgery, I don't hate referring to surgery because I had my surgery, but like, I know that there's people listening that aren't going into surgery. So even if you're not going into surgery, like, you have so much mental things to go through that I feel like maybe if you don't have a surgery or a tool, like the surgeon's office told me, hey, your surgery is a tool. And I was like, yeah, whatever. At first. And then I realized, oh, like midway through this, like, oh, it is a tool. This is how I will use it. And I know that, again, we're going to mention Miranda loves carbs. I love bringing her up. We're going to have her on the show, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But she posted up a thing. I'm getting off track, but whatever. She posted up a thing on her Instagram that was like, your stomach can't stretch after surgery. It's just the way you utilize it. And it's 100% correct. Like, to me, I saw that as like, good news, because I was like, oh, the investment I made in myself is going to last forever.
Yeah.
And some people didn't see it that way. And I think I don't want to call anybody out or anything like that, but I think it comes down to the way, like, where you are mentally with your progression and your weight loss. Because if you have old habits and you're overeating constantly and your body craves to overeat, you're gonna feed into that and you're gonna gain all your weight back. At least that's what I feel like you're gonna do. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you that that's physically what's gonna happen to you, but that's going down that path. But if you use it like a tool and you weigh out your food, or not even weigh out your food, you kind of I think at this point, like, you and I both can visualize what we are allowed to eat, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, I definitely, like, I think even people who are years out, like, they say that they still have restriction. I think that the thing is, like, right after you have any surgery, you're going to have swelling inside and your stomach is inflamed because it was just cut in half. So, like, of course you're not going to be able to eat as much as you do a year out, or you're going to be able to eat more a year out than you are right after surgery. Like, that's, of course you are, because you have swelling. It's like, of course. But I think that people mistake that for stretching out their stomach. And yeah, I mean, how to use it, and I'm trying to use my tool, you know?
Right. So yeah, like, I just use your tool. And if you aren't going through the surgery route, and you're doing like a diet, like, stick to it. Like, be like, don't stick to not diets. I don't want to use that word, but like, just like the healthy version of yourself that you're doing, like, stick to it. Be true to yourself. And if you're fucking up, reach out. Be like, hey, I'm fucking up. I'm having a hard time.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that is like number one best thing that you can do on any journey. And I feel like when I was doing my own weight loss outside of having my weight loss journey, I didn't seek exterior help. I just did everything myself. And I didn't, I didn't listen to podcasts like people are now. And I didn't like
Yeah.
look it up on Facebook, and I didn't do any of that shit. I would just go to the Weight Watchers meetings and be like, cool, everybody in here is fat too. And then leave, but not like really take anything in. So I think to take things in, I guess.
Yeah.
Another good thing to do. I don't know if we're even like giving advice. I think we're just talking.
Here's the thing, Allie. This is a podcast. We're talking, and if people don't want to listen, they don't have to.
100% true.
I mean, you can cut that out, but if you want.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna cut that out. I think this is raw and real. Okay.
Well, yeah, we're so real, guys. Oh, but what I was gonna say is, like, I used to say this a lot. I haven't said it a lot because my muscle in this department has been a little weak. But like your willpower and your willpower is a muscle, and I think with this journey, the hard part isn't being consistent, isn't like waking up every day and choosing the right things. The hard part is like if you have a little break from that, or if you have like a weekend where you go away and you kind of go ham wild and eat a bunch of stuff, like the hard part is getting back on track. Yeah. It's not to me anyways, it has never been like staying on track. It's getting back on track after taking like a little vacation.
I agree with that 1,000%. And I feel like getting back on track, like I know there's some people, at least in the Instagram community, I don't know how it is on Facebook, but I know that there's people that kind of knock and joke about people getting back on track. They're always like, oh, I see you guys trying to get back on track again. It's like, yeah, it takes a lot to like see that, hey, I fucked up, I'm going to start again. Like I know that there's
or
some
even
people,
not even fuck up. Like if you consciously take a few days where you're going to just like go ham wild, like it's hard.
It's like a big step for you to start over. Like that's a noble thing to me. And also for people that like, a lot of us suffer from binge eating disorder, and like they'll be like, hey, I ate an entire bag of chips today and I feel like shit and I can't believe I did that, and then they guilt themselves because that's part of the fucking disorder. The fact that you acknowledged that you binged and are willing to step up and do something different with yourself and be better and acknowledge the habit that started the binging. And even if you fall again and you binge, girl, like it's a mental fucking struggle from beginning to end. That's noble of you, and that's a fucking non-scale ass victory to me when you can be like, I binged, I know that I did that, and I was stupid about it, I'm gonna be better tomorrow.
Or even I know that like I don't binge, I just like have a habit of overeating, and like sometimes like I overeat and I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? You're out. Like, it's like, you'd think I would learn, but like, it's still a choice. And like, after you do it, you're like, I know before surgery, I would have been like, fuck it. I deserve to be fat. I deserve these chips.
Yeah. And then it would just on track. Yeah, and the cycle would continue before even surgery. It would just continue that you did it. Mental is not something that goes away overnight, and I know that a lot of people like to think that it is, but it's not. It's a constant struggle every day. Speaking of which, I got a question the other day. What has been your biggest struggle mentally since VSG? And I'm gonna pass that off to you.
Oh shit! Let me think about this. I think my biggest struggle has, like, I struggle, just not speaking to, like, for example, I have, to give you guys the tea, I have some anxiety. I thought about this before we started recording. I'm like, I'm going to make that joke.
Thank you for making it.
I know. I was like, yes. Okay. So aside from that, which I think, it hasn't like really changed since surgery, I think my biggest struggle has just been recognizing like that my body, like I made a post about this on my Instagram, but just like understanding that my body, like I am different, like my body is different, and I don't always see that. And I think it's hard for me to recognize that, I lost like 110 pounds, which is amazing. But the thing is, like, I don't always see that. And it's hard. I think it's hard for your self-esteem because, I see my body and objectively, like, in pictures or like if I catch a glimpse of myself, like I feel thin, I look thin, but like I think everyone is much more critical of themselves than they are anyone else.
Right.
And I think that's just, you know, I joke about like the 175 thing, but like it just like I wish I could understand why my body wants to be a 185 and like just like having more like, you know, appreciating the work that I have done to get where I am, because even if I am here or even like 10 pounds higher than here for the rest of my life, that's still an achievement. But like, I think the hardest mental part of this is just like, you know, appreciating how far I've come.
Right.
And I think we all forget that. Like, so I think for me, that has been the hardest part. Yeah. And like secondary to that, I think sometimes like you go to a restaurant and you want to just like indulge and have like appetizer, main course, dessert. And when you have a sleeve, like you have to prioritize the space. And I think not that it's like a huge deal, but it's something like when you go to dinner, it's not as exciting to go to dinner because it's like you get like 3 bites and you watch everyone else eat, which I mean, I like to eat, so that's okay too.
Yeah. And it's a sacrifice.
Like, yeah. Oh yeah. What do you think has been your biggest like mental struggle?
I'm going to say what I kind of answered on Instagram when I was asked the question. Like, believe it or not, straight up, I think it's pretty much the same as it's been from before surgery, which is like kind of what you said, like your body image and like, but also like my confidence. My body image, because like I feel like before surgery, I kind of knew like my role in this world and my place, and I was the big friend and I was the big one, and like I kind of understood what I like, where I was and who I was and all that kind of shit. And I was very comfortable in that role, and I was comfy and cozy, and like I didn't have to like overexert myself too much, and I didn't like even trying to go on dates. Like I was like, well, this is the best I'm gonna do going on this date. Like I just accepted it. I was like, this is the best I'm going to do. This guy is the best I'm going to get. Like, I'm not going to get anybody that's like, not that there's anything wrong with chunky dudes, because I still like chunky dudes, but like, I'm the best I'm never going to get a skinny guy to look at me that's not like a super total like chubby chaser, which if you are a chubby chaser, I'm not trying to like slam you or anything, but like to me, I don't like that.
If you are a chubby chaser, shout out to you. Yeah,
shout out to you. Shout out for your preferences and love ya. But don't. But like, yeah, like I like for me it was that. Like I knew my role, I knew my place, I understood who I was in a sense. Was I comfortable with that? No, but like I didn't realize anything different. But as soon as I lost the weight, I remember going on stories and talking about it where I was just like, I don't know who I'm supposed to be right now. Like, where am I in this world? I'm sort of just like in limbo. Who am I supposed to be dating? Am I supposed to be dating athletic people? Am I supposed to be dating like non-athletic people? Like, does this make a difference? Does me having a surgery affect that? And not that like my whole process of losing weight has been all about like getting with somebody, but like it is a factor of it, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's just a factor of life. Like, and also like my my body image going in, like I felt like before surgery, I loved my body, and that's like, I didn't want to change it. But now looking back, I'm like, I knew how unhealthy I was. And I chose to ignore that to be like, I'm beautiful, which I mean, I don't know if I'm making any sense right now. I feel like I'm going off.
You're making sense.
Okay.
Like yes, I completely understand you. Like you your identity changes. Like you think it should change, or you think people perceive you differently.
Mm-hmm. So I accepted that, how they perceived me. And then I didn't have that. I didn't have that like blanket there. So I feel like I'm still struggling to figure out where I am, who I am now as this quote unquote thinner person walking around. And I think we explore it in Mariah's episode and also in Michelle's episode, I think, where it's like there's teams now, and like I don't know what team I belong to, because Oh my God, I can say this right now. I was on a set like a week ago and there was a chunkier girl on the set and I liked her jeans. And I went up to her because, you know, I said in another podcast, I kind of make it a point to tell people like that are chunkier when I like their things. Because I know that when I was chunkier and someone was like, I really like your pants, I was like, oh my God, thanks. It would make my day. I went on the set and I told this girl, oh my God, I really love your jeans. Where did you get them? And she like looked at me as if I was making fun of her, and she was just like not about what I was saying. Like she's like, why? They're chunky girl stores. And I'm like, oh, which ones? Because I love Lane Bryant jeans, like they're really cute. And like as I was talking, she's like, do you even fucking shop there? And I was like, whoa,
she said
now
that out loud?
Yeah, she goes, do you even shop there? And I was like, well, number one, first of all, thank you for the NSV. And second of all, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, no, I used to shop there all the time. I just lost a bunch of weight. So like, I'm trying to find like really cute jeans and I really like yours, you know, kind of like, hey bitch, you ain't as fat as me. You skinny, where you get your jeans? Like, and she was just like, oh, like I got them at Target. I'm like, okay, so it wasn't a chunky girl store. You're just being a fucking dick to me. Thanks. Like,
right.
And then the whole day she was just kind of being kind of weird with me.
Yeah.
But like I just felt super self-conscious because I was just like, where do I fit in this? I can't even compliment somebody anymore for their fucking jeans without being like semi-harassed.
Yeah. I mean, I know that like sometimes like I wish I had like a little name tag on all my clothes that said like I used to be really fat. Just because like I feel like I'm gonna just be like completely honest, and I know that this can sound fucked up, but like I feel like if you're fat, like you feel like people who are thinner would never understand. And to me, like if I see someone, I don't know, like I feel like when I was fat, I could reach out to other fat people and like we were a part of this little club who like we like looked out for each other. And like it's like when you're a girl and you always keep a tampon on hand just in case another girl needs a tampon. Like if you're fat,
exactly,
like you always keep like a candy bar on hand, but not really, but like just like you're on this team. And then like when you're former fat or and you're thinner and you see someone who's fat, like you want to let them know that you're still on that team, but like you're not on that team anymore. And like how do you say like I used to be fat without coming across, or like it's just
I said that kind of in the Mariah episode too. I was like, I used to be fat too, and then the girl was just like, the fuck. But yeah, like I know your struggles, girl. That's all I'm trying to say. Like I know it was hard to get jeans, and like I know it's hard to get jeans for girls that are even thinner girls that have like an ass. Like I know it's hard to do it, you know. Like so that's why I ask. Like if somebody's looking good, I'm not very extroverted, so for me to fucking say anything to you already like takes a lot of energy out of my body to do it. So like be nice to me, thanks.
Yeah.
But
I want them to know that I have been on the team. Yeah. Like, or some, and it sounds stupid. Like, if you've never really are like, what the fuck are these former fatties talking about?
I just want you to know, girl, I was almost 300 pounds.
Exactly. And it's like, I'm sure everyone who's listening to this who knows what knows what we're talking about, knows that feeling. Like, you want people to know that, you know, you've been there, but it's because
it's also like I also now thinking about it, like we haven't realized how to like navigate quote unquote thinner people.
That's
so
true.
Like we know how to navigate our old selves, but we don't know, and we're exploring this new area that it's like has been foreign to us forever. So it's kind of like it's kind of super at least for me, that's how I'm viewing it right now as I'm talking to you. This is like an epiphany coming to me. This is what's happening. Like we've never been thin, so we don't know.
What is it like to fit through these between I don't know what I was saying anyway. It's like, what is it like to fit between behind the chair and between the wall at a restaurant? Like this is foreign territory.
Like, and the fact that we have to think about that just now means that we're part of the fat club, but they don't want us to be part of it no more.
And also, like, the other thing with like fitting in places that you think you might be able to fit now is like, you're still not good at gauging how big you are.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I see a spot and I'm like, I think I can make it, but I probably thought I could make it before.
Yeah.
So, oh man, it's life is a form of fatty.
We're still in the fat team, guys.
Yeah, we're love us.
Love us, please. Also, so now as we're wrapping up, is there anything, goals that you sort of want to go for moving forward in 2019? Goals that you want to achieve, personal and also weight loss goals.
Okay, so personal, I want to continue being a boss ass bitch.
Hell yeah.
First of all, second of all, one of my resolutions this past year was to stop apologizing. So that's
you
going
cut
to
out
be
again,
my
sorry.
one of my goals in this past year was to stop apologizing so much. So that's going to be another goal moving forward, to continue, like, to stop apologizing for existing, which is something that I'm super good at. Yeah, so that's great.
I think
another
all
goal.
women have that goal, have that issue.
Yeah, it's like I'm like so good at like typing an email at work and like, I'm sorry to bother you, to do your job about something that I need help with, like, to, you know, part of your job. Like, I'm sorry to bother you about that, but it's like, it's our fucking job. Like, don't apologize. But anyways, so that's one of my goals. Another goal, I think I said, be a boss ass bitch, be a bossier ass bitch, finish my master's degree, hopefully, fingers crossed. And, I think finally is just run an in-person 5K outside somewhere. I think I'm just like, most of my running is on treadmill, so I'm like intimidated, and I don't know, like I just, and it's also most of the ones coming up are like outside in the cold, and I don't want to run in the cold, you know, snow. But but yeah, so I guess those are some of my goals. I would say lose 10 pounds, but you know, don't want to not make that. So we're going to not make that a goal. And you know, personally, just like continue being the baddest bitch I've ever been, and also do a bullet journal. Those are a lot of goals. Okay.
I told you the bullet journal though. Told you about that.
Oh yeah.
I started a bullet journal this year, and then it like ended in March.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to make it to April, so that's my goal.
Okay.
Just do better than Ellie, okay?
So some of my goals this year was, my main goal this year, besides obviously my weight loss, was, and to be healthier, was to get out of my comfort zone. So to do things I would never normally do because I have such crippling anxiety.
What?
So like it was little things like go to a bar crawl with like hundreds of people, or like go to the meetup, like that. Those were like little things, but I don't regret them. And like
those are big.
Yeah, they were really big things for me. Like especially the meetup. That was like a big. I'm going to meet a bunch of strangers I've never met, but I've been talking to them for the full year, so I don't think they'll kidnap me and sell me into slavery. So that's, you know,
it could still happen, but you know.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, so some people there were questionable. But like one of my things this year is to continue stepping out of the box and continue like trying to break my anxiety. Like if my anxiety tells me no about something, I go ahead and do it full force. Because it's like it takes a lot of energy for me to do that. Another one of my goals is to sort of get to a goal weight, like kind of plan it out a little bit. Break this stall, I think, would be number one on the list. I'm
not putting that as my goal.
Yeah. Putting it as my goal. Break the stall, because it's my goal for the end of this year anyway, for the end of 2018. So hopefully for 2019, I will be out of the stall and I will be at a new low. Another big goal, Sarah, guess what? Meeting you.
What? Oh my gosh. I'm blushing.
I haven't met you yet.
Thick thought. I'm trying to think of a third. Thick thought. Olympics.
My God,
Thank-
Sarah, we should have an
Olympics.
Olympics.
Oh my God.
Next
Okay.
year, we have goals for next year. One of them is to have an Olympics. Okay, guys? Nobody take it. It's
You
coined.
heard it here first. It's coined. It is trademarked.
Trademarked
It's probably
Olympics.
not trademarked, but it's my word.
It's trademarked now.
Yes. Triple C's.
Another goal we have actually for the podcast, we have a goal. We're going to have a Patreon next year.
Word.
Which it might have, quote unquote, already started now. But we're officially
don't
launching
know.
it. Yeah.
We're in the past.
We're in the past. It might have already officially launched. There'll probably be an intro in the beginning of this that'll say it or not. I'll probably edit this out. Ellie, edit this out. But we're really aiming for having a Patreon, and like all of the stuff that we're still sort of sorting out because we're again in the past will be written out on the Patreon page, which will probably be patreon.com/thickthoughts.
Probs.
Probably. Could have changed. You'll hear my voiceover saying something else.
Olympics.
But Olympics is totally happening. So yeah, Sarah, thank you for this beautiful year with you.
Oh my gosh, Ellie, you I don't think people understand. Ellie is the driving force here, and she is amazing, and she is actually the tits. Not just not just kinda, but 12 dog tits. She's so many tits. She's just the tits of all tits. I don't know. Something about that just seems so perfect to describe how amazing you are. So
I am 12 dog tits. Thank you. Sarah is a beautiful, beautiful angel, and I love her so very much. And
also,
goal,
you're beautiful.
Goal. I get to meet you next year. That's a goal.
Yeah. We're gonna Olympics.
But
yeah, I'll hopefully. Yeah, we will. We will meet.
And you are a beautiful angel.
Or wherever you are, and I'll Liddy Sarah up in there with Liddy Ellie.
We have to figure out a name for Liddy Ellie.
Eloquent Ellie.
Eloquent Ellie. I snorted.
I saw you in the Orlando meetup in a button up and tie with a martini and olives.
Yup. So thank you everybody for listening. If you want, you can support us always by subscribing to everywhere that you can hear us. If you guys want to support us, please go ahead and subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, subscribe to us on YouTube, leave us comments, likes.
All of that is so helpful in us just really growing as a podcast. So
yeah,
if you're able to do any of that is so incredibly helpful.
Yeah, and if you are willing and the Patreon is up and you're getting the early entry to the Patreon, please go ahead and sign up. There's a lot of stuff coming up in January that we have planned out. And also, if you aren't interested in Patreon, but you want to support the podcast monetarily, if you want, buy us a coffee. All of the links will be in the descriptions that you see anywhere down below. And we love you guys, and have a great end of 2018, beginning of 2019.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys have a happy and healthy 2019. You all so much.
Yes. And thank you guys for being the thickest of thoughts.
Yes. You guys are 70,000 dog tits, okay?
70,000 dog tits. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.